I guess you kind of asked a question. You're like, well, I don't even know how they won that game against the Clippers. I mean, like, no disrespect to Mr. Malik Monk, but I think for that Clippers game and for a lot of games over the last month or so, De'Aaron Fox, the dude's playing out of his mind right now. And, we talk about him being the most clutch player in the league. Statistically, he is. But Katie Christensen actually may have said it like 2 or 3 times on the broadcast of the Sunday's game against OKC that like these may not classify as officially clutch moments, but this guy's hitting clutch shots. When OKC hits, he hits back. When the Kings need a bucket, whatever the situation is, he can do it. And, he didn't have like a slow start to the season. He actually got off to a great start to the season. And, obviously made the All-Star team, but he's historically always been really good around this time of year. And we're just talking about the team as a whole kind of coming together, kind of tightening the screws. I think the best way to kind of look forward at what is to come or what could come is to look at De'Aaron Fox and what he does for this team. And the way he plays and that kind of like broad definition of being the most clutch player in the league, that really makes you think about what this team would be able to do in the playoffs. Take away everything else, like even if the competition's at its highest peak, when you have De'Aaron Fox on your team, I think you have a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hero ball is a real thing in the playoffs, and that's why it's a league built around star players. You need a star. You need stars nowadays to win in the playoffs in general. So it's nice that going into the playoffs, we're going to have Sabonis, who's just a bona fide star. He's a three-time All-Star and just a great player. But now you're adding on Fox. He's kind of like, you asked a question last year. It's like, who's the wild card? Like for the rest of the season, but like our real wild card is Fox. Because if Fox can keep up this consistency in the playoffs, this clutchness, man, like that's going to be a really good team. But if he's, kind of lays back and, he puts up 24, but, when you really need him to be that killer and he's not that killer, then, I can see the Kings getting bounced in the first round. So it's really going to be dependent on what he does. Because I think we've thrown a million analogies throughout the year. It's just like, he's Sabonis is the engine and Fox is the driver. They're only going to go as far as Fox can push them, really. So, I mean, it is very nice right now seeing that. Well, of course, his clutchness. He's been clutch all year. So that's going to be huge going into the playoffs. A guy who, when you need a bucket, you can probably turn to him and he's going to get it. But, I mean, the Kings can be a scary team. It could be a team to beat. But like I said, it's going to be mostly dependent on him and probably the defense too. So,
yeah, that definitely plays a huge part in it. I think there's like no doubt. He's definitely making it more believable this team can win a series, maybe 2. I don't know. And that's impressive. I think one of the things, though, that can hinder him is he's just got to stay healthy. You just can't, no foot bruises or anything like that. I mean, other than that, I don't see why he doesn't just keep doing this. Because, like, last March, the dude was playing the same kind of stretch of basketball, just putting up like 30 every game, just getting whatever he wants, especially late in the game. Now, they weren't winning, but we saw him playing in such a way that we're like, this guy, I just don't think there's any doubt in him. The only thing that can take him down is some kind of external factor like an injury or something like that, which would definitely cause problems because if you don't have Fox at 100%, he can try to take control, but he can only do so much at that point. It becomes very human,
This guy just seems different this year, and it's because he has a team around him. He's not like just carrying the load by himself. He's on a good team, right? And so, I don't really see him slowing down either, unless, like you said, an injury gets to him, and he can be very scary in the playoffs. And putting up what he's doing right now, I don't know if he's going to be throwing up 30 points every game like he is right now in his current stretch, but he's just a totally different player than he was the last couple of years.
Mike Brown said big time players play big time games, and Fox is a big time player. That is about as simple of a way as you can put it.